We are a multi-location museum that connects people to plants through beautiful gardens, regenerative agriculture, art, education, special events, and regional conservation research projects. Our botanical focus is on plants from the Rocky Mountain region and similar arid regions from around the world. Today we are showcasing our two main locations, the 24-acre campus in Denver and Chatfield Farms, our working farm, historic homestead, and gardens in the south suburbs. Our York Street location features more than 50 curated gardens that focus on native western U.S. plants and species from steppe regions around the world. We strive to create beautiful gardens that are low water, pollinator, and small animal friendly, and showcase plants that visitors can use at home to replace some or all turf with a more sustainable landscape. Let's take a look at a few of these gardens. Denver Botanic Gardens has one of the largest alpine collections in the country, and the Rock Alpine Garden is home to more than 2,300 species of plants. This internationally acclaimed garden, created in 1978, exemplifies the art of rock gardening. It simulates more than 20 habitats of varying slopes, soil types, moisture needs, and exposures. The collection has alpines from around the world with a focus on Western North America, the European Alps, Central Asia, and other semi-arid mountain ranges. The garden has a large collection of traditional alpine genera, chasmophytes, and facultative alpines. The Rhodes WaterSmart Garden was created in 1995 in cooperation with Denver Water to showcase drought-tolerant plantings. This lovely garden has relatively low maintenance and low water needs compared to a conventional ornamental border. In most years, the garden only receives supplemental water several times throughout the summer. The garden showcases xeric plants of local origin as well as those of similar arid climates worldwide. Plants are grouped by similar watering requirements, with thirstier plants placed at the lower portion of sloped areas. The garden provides year-round appeal by emphasizing the form and texture of many evergreen plants. The garden is at its flowering peak in spring and early summer. Interesting forms, foliage, and seed heads prolong its visual appeal long into the winter. Moving farther afield, we visit the Shofuen Japanese garden that was designed and built in 1979 by Koichi Kawana. Shofuen translates to Garden of Pine and Wind. A traditional Japanese stroll garden, Shofuen was inspired by Colorado's Rocky Mountains, and it features 130 character pines transplanted from the foothills. The character pine species used in Japan are not hardy enough for Colorado weather, so the use of native ponderosa pine trees provides a local connection to this beautiful Japanese tradition. This unique garden is elegant and peaceful in every season. Continuing the international theme, the Steppe Garden is a diverse collection of tough and unique plants from steppe biomes, some of the most rugged habitats on Earth. This quarter-acre garden brings together the North American, South American, Central Asian, and Southern African steppes to explore the diversity and similarities of their cold, dry grasslands and shrublands. Steppes are considered transitional areas, often ranging from forest to desert and alpine to plains. Because of this, steppes encompass many different ecosystems and include novel or isolated populations of plants from other, more temperate biomes. Our steppe collection includes both hardy and non-hardy steppe plants in order to properly represent the great diversity. Annual plants, man-made hybrids, and ethnobotanically significant plants that have been introduced to the steppes are all displayed in this collection. Let's move inside to check out the Boettcher Memorial Tropical Conservatory. Dedicated in 1966 and awarded Denver landmark status in 1973, the Tropical Conservatory is one of the world's most unique displays of exotic plants from tropical and subtropical regions. The tropical collection showcases plant species found in each of the lowland tropical rainforests around the world, as well as cultivated varieties chosen for their exceptional form or color. Currently, the collection contains more than 3,100 taxa representing more than 2,300 species from 706 genera and 124 families. The collection has particularly strong representation from Central America and South America. Some recent accessions have improved representation from Australia and Africa. Midway on a circular path is a fabricated two-story banyan tree that offers a multi-layer view of the indoor tropical forest. After traveling about 30 minutes south of Denver, we are now at Chatfield Farms, our 700-acre working farm, historic homestead, and native plant refuge. Chatfield Farms opened in 1989, and it has grown tremendously over the years in terms of gardens and programming. And we just launched a master development plan that will include the addition of a visitor center, a restaurant, an education center, and increased accessibility throughout the space. There are 15 curated gardens that feature agriculture, native plants, lavender, dye plants, plant select offerings, and more. We also have a seasonal butterfly house in partnership with the local butterfly pavilion that features an enclosed habitat for native butterfly species and colorful flowers. We begin our exploration of Chatfield Farms inside the Hildebrand Ranch House. The ranch sits on land that had been used for thousands of years as hunting, gathering, and camping grounds for Native Americans, including the Ute, Cheyenne, and Arapaho. It wasn't until the early 1860s that Euro-American settlers built a log cabin at the site next to Deer Creek. The creek was the only source of water available for miles, and trees growing along its banks provided wood for fires and protection from sun and wind. In 1866, the Hildebrand family bought the log cabin and the surrounding land. In these dry grasslands nestled against the foothills, they turned a small cabin and vegetable garden into a thriving farm and ranch with 600 head of cattle. When you walk through the ranch, you'll notice that the structures were built with careful consideration of the landscape. The house, garden, and summer kitchen were built near the creek to take advantage of the flow of water. The stable, milking barn, and wagon shed are clustered together in order to block the westerly winds. Hildebrand Ranch is on the National Register of Historic Places. While the ranch tells the story of early agriculture on the Front Range, a working farm grows produce with regenerative agriculture techniques for the garden's food programs today. Surrounding the ranch house is an herb garden, a cut flower garden, and a more than 6-acre vegetable field that is used in our community-supported agriculture program that is the cornerstone of the garden's urban food initiatives. The food grown is given to paid subscribers and also donated to community partners that play important roles of providing healthy food to those in need. There is also a 10-acre pumpkin patch and a 7-acre corn maze that are open in the fall. A dye garden, managed by the Rocky Mountain Weavers Guild, features 15 varieties of dye plants used to color fabrics. The iris garden features more than 400 irises that are rare historical varieties that otherwise might be lost to time. The collection is part of a nationwide horticultural heritage movement to preserve heirloom irises. Visit in late May or early June to see the garden in full bloom like this. In 2019, the site-specific sculpture One Fell Swoop by Patrick Doherty was created over the course of 3 weeks with the help of staff and volunteers. Willow saplings and branches used in the installation were harvested from Colorado locations, including right here at Chatfield Farms. Doherty has created more than 250 installations throughout the world. Visitors may view and move through the work in a grassy clearing near the Earl J. Cinnamon Visitor Center and the Deer Creek Stables. The Deer Creek Natural Area includes the Carol Gossard Colorado Native Plant Garden and the Kim Stern Survival Garden. A 2.5-mile path runs through these gardens, including through the woods and a riparian conservation area. To the delight of birdwatchers, this area is a popular stopover for many migrating species. Local birds and small mammals are also readily spotted. Thank you so much for joining us on this virtual tour of Denver Botanic Gardens, York Street, and Chatfield Farms locations. We hoped you enjoyed the small taste of our offerings and that you can visit us in person someday.